The Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, has just dropped some insane claims on UFOs. Alright, and this is quite a big deal because not only is this coming from just anybody, this is actually coming from the Director of National Intelligence. So if someone's going to know something, it'll be this person. You'd like to think anyway. So this all happened over on the Pod Force One podcast, alright? So this is the podcast right here with Miranda Devine. And over on said podcast, okay, you can see here that it is literally just been uploaded to YouTube. It came out on other social media platforms first, but this is where it's just dropped here. So the Russiagate, Obama's Revenge, Hillary's Vendetta, and UFOs. Obviously, the UFO part is what we are intrigued in over on this channel. But let me give you a bit of insight into Tulsi Gabbard first. So she is the current Director of National Intelligence, otherwise known as the DNI, appointed by President Donald Trump, who was sworn in on February 12th of 2025. As DNI, she oversees the US intelligence community, including 18 spy agencies, and serves as a key advisor to the president. Gabbard, a former Democratic Congresswoman from Hawaii, switched to the Republican Party in 2022 and has military background as a lieutenant colonel in the Army Reserve with deployments in Iraq and Kuwait. Her nomination was controversial due to her lack of traditional intelligence experience and past statements perceiving aligning with Russian narratives like issues on Syria and Ukraine. Now, regarding recent claims about UFO footage, there is very limited specific information to a degree, but obviously from the Pod Force One episode, that's where we're going to be diving into to get our information. But they kind of expressed a belief and a possibility of aliens, suggesting openness and extraterrestrial phenomena. The idea of this is obviously that she's been more prominently associated with declassifying documents related to the 2016 election and Russian interference, accusing Obama of administration treasonous conspiracy. So that's kind of where the controversy kind of files in, but that's obviously not what we're talking about. This is the specific clip that we're talking about, where she claimed, quote, "We've had declassification of strange UFO videos. Is there anything in the files that you found?" And then Tulsi responds, "Nothing I'm prepared to talk about today." Take a little listen to this.
We've had some declassification of some very strange videos that look like they are, unidentified flying objects. Is there anything in the files that you think you could find or you have found?
Nothing that I'm prepared to talk about today.
So obviously that hints to the fact that there might be something, but nothing that they are willing to obviously talk about at this current time. Now, the New York Post, as per usual, has jumped straight in on this and says that Tulsi Gabbard tells Pod Force One that she believes there may be aliens and still has a lot of questions on New Jersey drones. So the Director of National Intelligence revealed that she believes aliens may exist, but wouldn't share any details on what the government knows when appearing on the Pod Force One podcast. Gabbard, who oversees the coordination among the 18 US intelligence agencies, was asked during a recent interview there could be aliens. Whether there could be aliens, and begrudgingly replied, "I have my own views and opinions. In this role, I have to be careful with what I share," before adding yes when pressed about whether she believes in the possibility of extraterrestrials and UFOs. The DNI noted that while she has nothing that she's prepared to talk about regarding the issue, her team will be transparent with the public when the time comes. Quote, "We're continuing to look for the truth and share the truth to the American people," she said. Multiple lawmakers in Congress are probing the government about what it knows about UAP. Last year, the House Oversight Committee held multiple hearings on the topic. Gabbard said that she still has unanswered questions about the flurry of drones spotted zipping over New Jersey resident homes last year, a phenomenon that sparked national uproar. Officials from both the Trump and Biden administrations were adamant that the objects were actually a combination of lawful, personal, professional, and government aircraft. "I still have a lot of questions about that," Gabbard acknowledged to Devine. "I've heard what the public official line is." I just personally still have a lot of questions that are unanswered, because it wasn't just New Jersey. It was happening in different parts of the country. Skeptics alleged that the sightings of satellites, planes, and some cases even stars were lumped into the drone frenzy. But Gabbard said that the US intelligence community at least has a lot of solid information on a suspected Chinese spy balloon that floated across the US airspace for about a week in 2023. There has been a lot of declassified information about that, she said, declaring a further elaboration. President Joe Biden eventually ordered the balloon to be shot down over the Carolina coast, a move that many, including former President Donald Trump, criticized because they said it should have been done sooner. Biden later publicly claimed that the fact that the high-altitude Chinese device was discovered over the US was more embarrassing than it was intentional. So I don't think that the Chinese leadership knew that knew where it was, and it was in it, and it was going on, he told reporters later that year. Now, obviously, that's going into the drone and all the New Jersey stuff, which obviously still is unanswered, with Ross Coulthart claiming as well that some of these drones were actually spy planes and spy drones from China, and they had Chinese origin. Anyway, obviously, that's another topic for another day. But what's interesting here is, obviously, we've got Tulsi Gabbard, who's, National Intelligence, Director of National Intelligence, being pressed about her opinions on aliens. If there was nothing, the answer would ultimately be, well, no, I don't. There's no indication that there could be aliens, so I've not seen anything. But the fact that she responded yes about whether she believes in the possibility of extraterrestrials and UFOs tells me, at least, that she knows something that we maybe don't, that would ultimately lead her to think that there is something out there. Because, this person has information that we don't. And if there wasn't anything worthy of believing in it, the answer would be no. But the fact that she says yes indicates to me that she knows something that we potentially don't. And the fact that she was then later on stating nothing that I'm willing to share today also tells me that she knows something. But obviously that is my speculation and my take on this interview. Yes, it's little nuggets, but ultimately in the UFO and UAP community here on YouTube and across the social media realm, these little nuggets are all that we get. All right, like this, we don't get, yes, there are aliens and here is proof of aliens. We get, yes, I believe, I have a feeling that there is something out there, or in my role I have to be careful with what I share, and then later stating that yes, she believes in aliens or has a hunch that there's something out there, which you have to read between the lines. What do you guys think, though? Am I delving too deep into this? Let me know your thoughts and opinions. I just feel like there's something more to be stated here. I wish that she could have shared more. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below while you're down there. Jump scare the hell out of that like button and subscribe. And until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.